In this problem, we're going to be solving inequalities that involve an absolute value. And as you recall from working with absolute values, if there's a possibility that you can end up with no solution, in that event, you would write D and E for does not exist. Let's take a look at example A and notice the form that it's already set up in, where the absolute value is isolated by itself, and on the opposite side you have a positive number. So that means that this is something that we can solve. But because there's an inequality, we're going to have a set of solutions. So that is why our answer will be given as an interval. So to give you an idea, our solutions, if I could draw a number line here, okay, our solutions will be a set of numbers that fall on a number line, and the first thing that we need to find out is the critical values that will determine what section of the number line will mark off like the interval of our solutions. Now I'm writing open circles because the inequality is a less than sign. There's no equal bar underneath, so that means I have an open circle. So when we find the critical points, it's not going to include those values. It's just going to include the numbers in between those values. So to find the critical values is just like you know, when you're working with an absolute value with its equal sign, we have two cases. So let's start with case 1, and we'll have 2x minus 7 equal to 1. And let's solve this. Add 7 to both sides. End up with 2x equal to 8. Then divide both sides by positive 2. And we get x equal to 4. So there's our first critical point. And case 2 would be 2x minus 7 equal to negative 1. We just take the opposite. So add 7 to both sides. Then we end up with 2x equal to 6. And then divide both sides by 2. And we end up with x is equal to 3. So here's our critical points, and 3 will go here, 4 will go here, and with this less than sign, this is going to this implies that our solution should come in between the numbers. Alright, this should be like our solution should fall everything in here. Now to verify this, I need to pick a point in between 3 and 4 and test it out in our inequalities to see if I get a true statement. So I'll pick let's say I'll pick point halfway in between 3.5. Okay, so when I go over here, this is my test point. Uh, 3.5. So when I go to test this out, it's the absolute value of 2 times 3.5 minus 7, it's absolute value, less than 1. If I'd done this correctly, I should get a true statement. So let's see, 2 times 3.5, that is 7. So 7 minus 7 is 0, and the absolute value of 0 is 0, and this does check out that this is a true statement. My test point worked. So that means that my solutions are all the numbers that are greater than 3 and less than 4. So when I write that in interval notation, I get 3, 4.